How's everybody doing? Good morning. I'm your host, EJ Parker. We are live at Vintage Classic Solutions, my antique store, my passion, my hot mess life. No, I love this place. I hope you're doing great. I'm doing well. Doing well, thank you. Got my coffee. So, the Wi-Fi is getting worked out. It's not totally fixed, but it's better today, and then I have a solution on the way. So we should be all set with that, and then I can show you around my marvelous vintage and antique store. It's not very large, but there's a lot of stuff. I've managed to cram in a lot of bang for your buck. I'm good at that. So, you can take a tour, look at the art. Speaking of art, can you see what's going on right here? I have a little art installment. Look at there's Mega Godzilla attacking the Statue of Liberty, and good old-fashioned Godzilla protecting her. Look at this. Look at this. What's going on? This is like a battle. It's like, what time is it? This is like 8 a.m. It's too early for this. Mecha Godzilla. These are things I found out searching for rare and desirable treasures for all of you kind folk. So I'm gonna do an art installation of this because the scale is too good. Look at this. And while we're on the topic, let me show you. Gotta move some stuff, but that's okay. I like to feature this every once in a while. Like a fall and die. Check this out. This is my mixed media piece. There's a Statue of Liberty, and you have Godzilla coming out of the ocean. She's like, what the F? Don't bogart my liberty. I think the title will be like, Don't Bogart My Liberty. The Statue of Liberty was given to us in the United States by our friends from France. Thank you very much. The Statue of Liberty is very beautiful. Only the French could create something that gorgeous. Finesse, classical, undertones, all that stuff. It's all there. All right. So, today is, I don't even know what today is. I think today's Thursday. I don't go by days of the week. I'm a professional antique dealer. I go by, is that antique store open today? Is that thrift store open today? That's how I know. Is today the flea market day? That's how I do my weekly calendar. I don't do this Monday, Tuesday crap. You know what I mean? I don't got time for that. Petty nonsense. And I hope you don't either. I hope you're following your dreams so tenaciously that you forget what day it is. You know, you forget what time it is. You're just in this tunnel of focus on your dream, on your goal, whatever it is. I don't care if you're a weightlifter. I don't care if you're a ballerina. I don't care if you want to become artist, engineer. Doesn't matter. Focus. All right, so I gotta focus. What did I sell, right? I sold something small, very small. How small? Let me show you. It's in this tin. This is my small tin, which is also for sale. Storage item for my small items, because when you have over 1,000 items in your eBay store, when it comes to these small, like marble-sized things, you have to be organized or you're dead. You'll lose it and your customers will get mad. You can't find it and ship it. I have like dice in here. I sell dice, vintage and antique dice. Like little patches from traveling. Let me show you. People buy these things. If you're looking to be a vintage and antique dealer like yours truly, I encourage you to do it. You gotta work hard. But if you love it, it won't matter. You know, like I'm always getting things like this because they'll sell eventually. These patches, like travel patches. Someone will look for it, and then I get dice. These sell too. Now I have antique bone dice from the 18th century, but these are a lot more contemporary. I have a lot of dice from casinos and stuff. All right, what else we got? I gotta find what I'm looking for. Story in my way. I can't lose any of this stuff. I gotta be careful that it doesn't slip off. There's so much stuff in here. All right, here we go. Like, the problem I have is there's so much stuff around me that I love that if you put something small down for a moment, you will lose it forever. You need a treasure, like a pirate treasure map, to find that item again. And if you happen to put that pirate treasure map down, then you're completely screwed. I have stuff everywhere. I guess I'm the opposite of, I'm not a hoarder. I'm not hoarding. I can release stuff. I can sell it. But I'm also a collector and I'm a dealer, so I have to have inventory. People assume I'm a hoarder. I don't hoard plastic bags. I don't hoard like Tupperware. I have to have stuff. This is all for sale. I mean, a few of these things aren't, but most of this is for sale. You know what I mean? So what did I sell? I sold this, a school ring, a class ring. It's got a green gem. The Raiders. This is 1981. Where is this? I forget what. Here we go. Orange Park Raiders. Orange Park High School. 1981 class ring. Which are popular in the United States when you graduate high school. I like rings. I don't have a class ring. I wasn't into that, but class rings have a certain look to it. People want to relive their magic and their glory days. All right, so shipping this, you gotta be kind of careful because it's so small. This is a class ring from 1981 I just sold. I'm a vintage and antique dealer. My name is EJ Parker. Please subscribe if you like vintage and antique and being creative. So the challenge with something this small is don't pack it in a very small package because it can get lost. It can fall in the corner of the delivery truck. It can fall. I mean, you know, it's just too small. So you gotta be you want to make this a little bit larger because, again, it'll get lost in the mailbox, whatever. Oh, hey, say hello to 90s Relic Man, by the way. I found this at I don't even remember where now. 90s Relic Man has that ubiquitous S from the late 90s that no one knows what the hell it means. You got a green face. Probably went to too many raves. Go take a nap. 90s Relic Man. He's for sale, too, by the way. It's for sale. All right. And where are you going to find another 90s Relic Man? Come on. Oh, yeah. I was talking about soap. I have soap. I have soap from 1836, folks. 1836, folks. Where are you going to find soap from 1836? Now, what are you going to do with that soap? That's up to you. But I can sell it to you. I'm your man. My name is EJ Parker, professional vintage and antique dealer. Now I got to pack this little ring. So I got to look for something, a bag. I'm going to do a bag first. So I do go out and buy bags. Like go to a dollar store and buy these little plastic bags. Because when you sell G.I. Joe, when you sell like He-Man's weapons or a Transformer part, you got to have these plastic bags. Good morning, everybody. How do you have all this classic and vintage stuff? Thank you, Yusuf. Hanzala Yusuf. I collect and I'm a dealer. So I go out every day and I search for things at antique stores, at thrift stores, at barn sales, and I buy them at a low price and I study them and then I resell them at a higher price in order to feed myself and my family and pay my bills. I'm also helping clean up the environment I use recycled cardboard. When I ship my items to my lovely customers, I use cardboard that I have also collected during the day that is clean, no non-food stuff. This is like from toys, and I'll use these boxes to ship the items you see behind me. So that helps me make more money because I'm not buying these boxes. And the items I buy are rare. I want to buy rare and desirable antiques. Not everything can be rare and desirable, of course. You get to have cheap items, mid-priced items, and expensive items in your store to round out your yearly income. But you gotta keep looking every day. You gotta keep looking. So I look every day. I go out and I look. Like I sold this ring last night. I forget like $65. So I think I made $40 on this, give or take. It's easy to ship. It's very small. I just gotta make sure I don't ship it in a too small of a package, because then you'll lose it. All right. So let's see. I'm gonna get some cardboard. My good friend Cardboard. I don't know. I mean, do I feel good that I'm reusing cardboard? Yes. That'd be thrown away. Yes. I'm happy to reuse cardboard. That would probably be thrown away. I like nature. I love nature. So if I can help nature by just reusing stuff, even my antiques, it's all recycled stuff. Some of the stuff people threw away. And I drive around on garbage nights. I found a chair. I'll show you once I get my Wi-Fi fixed. I have a chair right here above you in my attic probably from around 1780 that someone threw away. It needs a little work, but it's from 1780 just about. So, I mean, you just got to go out and look. People don't know. I mean, my eye is trained to find antique things just by looking at them. Like, oh, this looks very old. What the hell is it? That's how sometimes I approach things. I might not even know what it is, but I know it's old just because I've seen enough old things. What's old? Like 100 years to 500 years old. Beyond that could be considered, medieval or ancient. And where I live in the United States, I don't find anything medieval or ancient unless you go to a museum. So if you live in Europe, South America, other places in the world, Asia, of course you find ancient and medieval. In the United States, we have Native American objects, but those are made of stone. So that's a whole different genre of item in my mind. And I love to find those things. But I'm not going to go find, some kind of wrought iron implement from, the 1400s. I just won't find that here. In Europe, you will. That's why I want to come to Europe. Europe, hello. I want to come say hello. I used to live in China. I lived in China for 11 years, and I loved it. I had a lot of great friends in China. Very talented people, very kind, very driven and ambitious people. And I was working there as a full-time musician. I'm also a professional bass player. I tour with many famous pop stars from all around the world. So I was doing that. But I still loved antique and vintage. I just couldn't do it full-time. And I was traveling a lot, so I couldn't build a collection. When you're living abroad and you're traveling for work all the time, as I was, flying all the time, you can't build a collection because you're always moving. I did collect coins because they're small. I built a small collection of Chinese and U.S. coins over there. But you can put 50 coins in a little box. You can't collect old shovels. You can't collect old wheelbarrows. You can't collect those big things you can't do. And I was sad about that because when I was living over in Shanghai, there's a lot of fake antiques, but there's a lot of good antiques. And I would perform at venues where there would be the theme would be like 1930s Shanghai, like Art Deco, like the Golden Era, gorgeous, really decadent Chinese style, like East meets West style. That was a lot of parties that I performed at. Very high class parties were that theme. My point is this. So they would have these huge dining, areas, gorgeously decorated with period antiques. Like actual Chinese antique chairs from late Qing dynasty. We're talking like 1911 and earlier. And I would admire these. And the curator of the party would say something like, "Oh yeah, EJ, these are for sale. We have so many. These are for sale. If you want one, they're $30 each." And I was like, "Oh my God, But I couldn't. I mean, what am I gonna do? Like, get a taxi to my base, my amp, and like 5 old antique chairs, and like climb my stairs back to my little apartment? I can't. I couldn't do it. And then what? Once you have an Asian antique in China, just so you're aware, George W. Bush signed a law. I forget when, like the early 2000s, dealing with Chinese antiquities, saying that you cannot remove an antique from China and bring it into the U.S. I think before the year like 1911. I think there's an actual finite date of the antique. That's so you got to be mindful of that. I mean, I never got my bags checked for Chinese antiques, but if I was moving something that looked like a big box with an old chair, they would probably check it. So you have to have like the proper paperwork, and that's, I mean, I don't know, it's got to be really worth it to do all that. So I would see all these gorgeous antiques in Asia that I just couldn't buy. I just couldn't. And I even, like my in-laws gave me some, or no, I found some. I would go to antique malls, and I would just search when I had free time. And there were huge antique malls, just inside of just warehouses, just antiques. And guys sitting around the hot sun, eating seeds, just chilling out. I loved it. But I found one thing that I thought was real. It was a tea table imagine a square, and the frame of it is wood, and the top is a wicker woven pattern, and within that pattern there's 4 diamonds, and it sits about 1.5 inches, and it's a little like a not a lap table, but like a tabletop table to serve probably like kung fu cha. Kung fu cha is kung fu tea. Kung fu in Chinese, kung fu does not mean martial arts. Kung fu means hard work. Gong means work. Gong ren means a worker. So kung fu can be applied to your life, in my life, in whoever's life. It means you work hard. Kung fu could be anything. It could be kung fu art. It could be kung fu cooking. It could be kung fu music. It means you work hard. That's what martial arts. You work hard martial arts, and then you're on your way to mastering. You never become a master, but you're on the path, right? We never master music. You never master kung fu, karate. You never master the art of cooking. You just become really good at it, and you get better, and you learn. There's no way to master something. If you think you mastered it, you're pretty much, you're not. You're an idiot. You've never mastered it. You're always looking up at the mountain. That's the fun thing about having a passion. It's the journey is the fun part, and you can help folks along the way, and they can help you. It's symbiotic. It's quite nice. So I recommend you getting a passion, because it'll enhance your life, and it'll enhance the life of others around you. All right, so now I gotta wrap this thing up a little bit further. This is a little ring I sold last night. Thank you to my customer. I'm gonna do this. Wi-Fi still working. All right, I'm your host, EJ Parker. We are live at Vintage Classic Solutions, my vintage and antique store. If you like this kind of stuff, please subscribe. I try to go live every morning when I sell things overnight, and I talk about life, motivation, what's sold, stories of my travels, various travels, and they're not over yet. Everything, I did a lot in my 20s and 30s. I did so much that I became depressed in my 40s. Like, how the hell am I gonna top that? But I have some ideas, so stay tuned. So now all I'm doing is this. I'm wrapping that ring in this box. So now I'm gonna fix the label onto it, and this won't get lost. It's a lot bigger. You know what I mean? This I'm confident with shipping it this size. So yeah, kung fu. Apply that to your life. Anything you do, you love. And if someone is telling you you cannot do what you love, tell them to fuck off. Or whatever, however you gotta do it. Don't be violent, don't be mean, or whatever you gotta do to do. I mean, you gotta protect your dream and your goal, because no one else is going to do that. I'm here to tell you that. You know, your goal is important to you. It won't be important to someone else, and they'll probably act like that, but that's your cue to work harder. Don't be dissuaded by others' negative attitude around you, or their dismissive, or their, condescending attitude toward your dream. Just take your goal very seriously, and the chips will fall into place. You'll see what I mean. If you're hesitating to get started on a goal or a project, do it now. You have no time to waste. Don't wait. Start now and work really hard. And you'll have your goal in sight very soon. You can see it in your mind's eye. Once you see your goal in your mind's eye, you're halfway there. You just have to take the steps, formulate the steps to reach it. And those are small steps that can build to become a big thing. You want to learn a language? Is that your dream? You want to learn French and move to Paris? You can do it. Start now and work hard. There's no magic dust, no magic sand to give you the ability to learn a language. There's no magic dust or sand to make you learn an instrument. There's no magic dust to sprinkle upon your head to make you a really good engineer. You got to work hard at that. You got to make your own dust. Right. But don't let anyone get in your way. I'm serious. We talk about this a lot. Never give up, but you can quit. What the hell does that mean? You can quit something in order to reach your dream. If it's a toxic person, like a toxic noun, a toxic person, place, or thing, quit. I've done it before. I'm very decisive. I'm shockingly decisive. Because I think about things. You know what I mean? A lot. I have time to think when I'm sitting here packing stuff. I work alone. I mean, you see what I do. There's no one else around me. So I have time to think a lot. Alright. I'm just tucking this corner in to make it look neat. I don't want anything to fall out the sides. And then this is done. And the cool thing about this item this size, I can put it in my mailbox for the mail person to pick up. I don't have to bring this to the post office. So, oh yeah, it's a small win. Small wins add up. Trust me. All right. Oh yeah, I got more work on my tattoo. I want to thank my tattoo artist Hannah at Saving Grace Tattoos in a town called Mentor, Ohio. Thank you. She's very talented. That was an adventure. I need to learn more about tattoo culture because I don't know a lot about it. And I know, being an antique and vintage dealer, that those vintage items from tattoo parlors can be quite valuable. The artwork that's placed upon the wall in the parlor when you decide what you want to get, those can be worth a lot of money. Also, like certain tattoo guns of certain vintages. So it's good for me to learn about that world. And I also like it and respect tattoo artists because I see a lot of parallels with them and musicians. I'm a professional musician as well. And we're project-based. We work very hard on our craft and our art for a long time without pay. And then once you get to a certain level, then you can make some money, and then you get exposed to people, and people get exposed to you, and you build a name for yourself. And it's not a 9-to-5 job. You work within a parlor, and it's kind of like freelancing like a musician. When you have a job, you do it. When you're done, you go home and you practice. So I like that. And it's like an art museum. It's like, where else are you finding artists that are employed every day making money? Like, there's no like little art gallery that I know of where people are like selling paintings every day, unfortunately. You know, at least not in my little town. So it's been fun. So this is that ring. This is that class ring. Now it's securely wrapped in a cocoon of good morning sketches and threads. All right, sketches and threads. Great to see you again. So this is now packed. This is that school ring. And let me see here. Sketches and Threads. You're so awesome. Great to see you. I hope you have a good day too. Hope you find something amazing. Well, oh, what I want to do, by the way, on my channel is I'm going to open up like a community thing where I want to see your collections and what you find. Like, it's going to be like interactive. Like, hey EJ, check out what I found today. I want to see what you guys found. I really do. And I want to see your collections. That's how I really learn about what other people collect, and what other people know about their collections. I love that stuff. I love it. I love learning about obscure things folks collect that I didn't know of. I love it. So I'm going to get to work on that, how to let people upload their photos or whatever, or their prize collections or what they found today, because that's going to be really fun to go live and to look. Because when I go live, which I love talking, maybe you can probably tell that, I have to, you know, and I have a lot of stuff. Don't get me, it's not hard, but I have to collect some stuff, and then, or things I found. But when I have my viewers, you know, sending me stuff that they found, it just kind of, it brings a whole different element. I think that's what I'm trying to say, of surprise. And I love to learn from all of you. So this is, you know, it's a symbiotic relationship, right? Where is this going? Texas. Thank you, Texas. Let's see. Today I need to go. Yesterday I went to a barn that has a lot of amazing things near my house, and I found a lot of amazing things, and I featured those live last night. I need to go to an antique mall today, because now what's happening is Christmas stuff is on sale. And I don't specialize in Christmas, I specialize in Halloween. I don't know, maybe you can tell. But you can find, like I'll buy obscure I'll buy obscure Christmas, or like blow mold stuff. Like in my front yard, I got like a 4 foot tall Santa Claus blow mold, which is awesome. And then I have other ones next to them. But I like stuff like this. So this is done. This is all packed up. Thank you, Texas. I love you. Stars at night are big and bright, deep in the heart of Texas. So I buy things like this. My distressed Santa. Look at this guy. He's all distressed. Look like a shark bit him or something. He's got foam coming out the leg. But I love it, though. He's got like this disheveled look. Sketches and Threads. All right, get your day started too. I love it. Hope you find some great stuff. Remember, obscure and weird. You want to find just some, I don't know, like folk art, primitive folk art, weird old paint. That's the kind of stuff collectors go crazy for. If you want an item that's going to make collectors on eBay like go crazy for and just fight over and salivate over, all that good stuff, all those great adjectives, you got to find some kind of gnarly antique. I'll give you adjectives: gnarly, primitive, chunkin', is crude, asymmetrical. All these things people love. Like, they love the, I don't know. Folks, from what I've learned doing this for 5 years, it's like, okay, there's always niches of things people love, but like when it comes to like just the stuff that sells and people love, just like the weird, crude, primitive stuff. And I think my shorts reflect that. It sounds weird, but YouTube shorts, like when I feature primitives, like weird items, like pardon me, like this thing. Hold on now. Like my old boot jack. For a while, this was my most popular short for a while. My most popular video was this boot jack. I found it at an antique mall. This thing's awesome. It's probably from like 1870 or so. It's got like an old illustration. It's probably on someone's, you know, front porch. But this had like 12,000 views. This, I couldn't believe it. But that's why I bought it, because it caught my eye, and then apparently it caught 12,000 other people's eyes. So you want to look for things like that, just really weird things that make you say, what is it? If it's $5 and it's awesome and you say, what is it? Just buy it, take it home and research it, and then make a video about it. right? That's what I do. Because it's those weird things that it strikes a chord with people, like some kind of like there's an allure to it. It sparks the imagination. It brings people back to a magical time before their birth. And then if you have some super old timers on YouTube, which I love to learn from people way older than me, they'll chime in and be like, "My grandma had one of those," and those are what I love when someone's like, "Yeah, no, we used one of those, you know, like when I was a kid at my great grandma's house." That's awesome. That's important to me because that's a living link to the past. I love meeting old people. Whenever I meet old people, not every time, but like people that are exceptionally old, like people like in their 90s or 100s, I ask them, so what's the secret? You know what I mean? And they say one person told me there's a person at a flea market, and there's a lesson here. This person name's Ted, and they get up. They're at this flea market. This is the Amish flea market. They're there every Monday, and this person's like 95, and they're there always. They're always selling stuff. And Ted's really nice. And I bought from Ted. And I said, Ted, what's the secret to life? You know, you're 95, you're here all the time, hustling. And he said, EJ, you got to go to a lot of flea markets. I kind of thought it was a joke. Then I thought about it, and what he meant was you got to stay busy. You know what I mean? Like, you got to stay, he's always there. He always has someone with him, like some pretty lady with him. And he's always selling just so much stuff, like old-timey guns, bass guitars, coins. And he's always there, always early. And he's the oldest guy there by far. So the lesson to me is just stay busy. You know what I mean? If you stay busy, then something inside you keeps running, keeps ticking. And here, I think. I think there's a lesson there, you know, if you're looking to live a long time, which I think, you know, could be rewarding. I don't know, but that was an important lesson, I think. Go to a lot of flea markets. How's everybody doing in the chat? All right, cool. What's good? I am going to probably start my workout and get more coffee, and then go to an antique mall and look for treasure. But I want to thank you all for checking in. Sketches and Threads, always great to see you. Have a great day. And remember, it's always darkest before the dawn. Gotta hold on.